is preparing to live stream, so I don't have to go outside of Zoom. They've made that connection, that application program interface, so Zoom can connect, and it's beautiful, and I see it. Okay. So it's cold weather, and a lot of people have been sick or are sick. And one of the things is hopefully we can get through this class and not infect each other. That's my goal for today. Other than that, okay. So we have a couple of guests here, and one of these couple of guests are my former students. I have one former student who's my present TA, Isa, and she's going to introduce herself. And then I have Sophia for last semester, was one of my best students I had in class and with a wonderful attitude. So she's going to be my handpicked companion. And then Lily is under the weather, the lead TA. So it's like a little mini clinic here, huh? So we'll survive. So Isa, can you introduce yourself and tell our student, this group, why you're here? And maybe in the chat, you also can give your email to them or however you want them to get in touch with you.
Great. Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Isa. I am a sophomore here at UM, and my major is entrepreneurship with a minor in finance and real estate. I'm really here because I'm going to be grading your guys' work for the rest of the semester for the most part. So I'm going to put my email in the chat. You guys feel free to email me with any questions regarding grades, or if you even need help with an assignment, please feel free to reach out.
So what's great is Lily is the lead TA who will be with us for the rest of the semester, but she takes care of all our assignments, getting that right. So she's asked Isa to help her in grading. So the grading part for your first assignment will be done by Isa. So I always wanted you guys to meet her. So in case you have any issues on the grading or some issues of any assignments, you can reach out to Isa since she knows that she's going through the rubric, but she is going to be your grader. Don't you think that's good? Rather than just saying, oh, there's another person rather than Lily. Isa is going to be the one. And Isa also takes care of my first session where she's in as well. And Isa has been, I must admit, I always say this about Isa. She is one of the students that really wanted to do the best of the best in the exams. So she went through every question. She made up multiple choice. She did everything she could. And then she would challenge me in some of the things that I said. And I gave her extra credit for just finding things that I misspoke about. So I really appreciate her work. So thanks, Isa. So is that in the chat for anyone? Anyone have any questions for Isa? I know she has some other things to do tonight, but she wanted to just let you know. Okay. So she'll be there. She's also listed as the TAs. And then Lily can also let you know when there's any questions about any of the grading. She can let you know and share that Isa has done it. Okay. Thanks, Isa. I'll let
Thank you
you
guys.
take
Bye.
care for the. We'll see you on Wednesday, Isa. Ciao. Okay, and the other person I have Sophia here, and I'll have her introduce herself. And Sophia basically is that part, was an excellent student. When I just really was praising her the entire semester of the great attitude she had, that she really tried to understand the material and go basically beyond expectations. So Sophia now I've asked her to be my teaching assistant in training. So she's seeing a number of our assignments, giving feedback as if she were students, and she's getting that opportunity. So what I always like to do is have my my students that are most involved and really were excited about the material to be a point of view of the student point of view. I always look at something as in terms of a professor with so many years experience in technology. And I always like to have my other students say, hey, give me the perspective of what it is as a student. It's all our point of view. So Sophia's going to help me tonight with my voice and going over some materials, she did a lot in terms of the assignments that you have to do. So Sophia, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Sophia. I am a sophomore here at UM also. I am majoring in economics on the political track and minoring in psychology. I was a student for Dr. Rush last semester, and you might see me in some of the assignment videos, tutorials. I help out with some of that. I might come in sometimes for class when someone gets sick. So today Lily was sick, so that's why I'm here to kind of help out. And yeah.
And hopefully she'll be learning some new technology too. I have Sophia reviewing some software. I Sophia, just so you know, that guide maker, we're going to do an academic partnership with him, and he's also going to allow our students to get the business plan, more features as well. So you can learn that. So one of your assignments is I'll have you review that as well.
Yeah, I already took a look at Guide Maker. It's a really cool AI
Okay.
platform.
So maybe we can take one of the assignments, the next assignment, or one of the other ones and put it through, um, maybe put it through Guide Maker to see what is an additional documentation.
Yeah, I
What
think it could be very useful.
Yeah, so the only way to check if software is useful is to actually try it and see what it can do. So if you could be so kind and try out Guide Maker, maybe you talk to Lily, which assignment would be appropriate. You can even take that assignment, the instructions assignment, and see if that would make it clearer. And also
Sure.
students may be able for their own projects later on to use it as well and to show it. Okay, thanks. Okay, so we have August and then Kat going to help me in terms of looking at this. We have this done. So, is there anyone that didn't get YouTube to work? Raise your hand. Okay. Eben, what seemed to be the problem?
Uh, I like switched my, or someone told me to switch the account to the personal email or something because school one wasn't working, and I got like an authorization or not authorization. It was just like some random error message. It's in my
Okay.
video, but I don't even know what it meant.
Okay. And did you document it?
Yeah, it's in one of my videos.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what are we always talking about? We always talk about, Eben, why I'm choosing you is in technology. What do we have? Some things we are in control of and some things
Mhm.
we're not, right? When
Yeah.
I'm applying to YouTube, guess what? I am not I am not the CEO of YouTube. I have no special privileges in YouTube, so I cannot allow you to use it. Why some of the things may be is that YouTube, guess what? I think is using AI and trying AI to look at some of this supervision, and there may be glitches in it. I don't know, but it seems like this semester there are more people that are having issues with it. All I can say is what you may want to do even later on. I think you want to make sure that you document your issues, and you should not be penalized, but you'll only be penalized if you said, oh, it wasn't working, that you didn't try or something like that. But if you've done all the work you have and you tried to solve it, you can. The other thing I would just tell you, Evan, is just because we're going to be doing YouTube Live later on, is you may want to leave it for a week and then even try to get even another Gmail account, which you can, right? You can get many and just try it again. It doesn't take a long time, right? And see if it is still blocking you because it could be a period of time may be the problem. Does anyone in your group, Evan, has gotten YouTube to work?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so you
Yeah, I'll
you
ask
want to
them. I
make
can go to
sure of
IT
that.
too.
What?
I can go to IT too and figure it out there.
Yeah, well, I don't think sometimes it's also IT. Guess what, Evan? It just I wouldn't rely on IT here because they don't have control over YouTube either. You
Hmm.
understand? But what I would do is make sure that someone in your group had could stream live to YouTube because the next assignment is going to be having one person stream live to YouTube. So
Hmm.
for right now, for all your next assignments, you need at least one person to be able to do that. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's what I would focus in on. Who else didn't get it to work?
I had a similar problem to that, but I was able to fix it. If
How?
if what you're talking about is that you couldn't like get it to start streaming, like you go onto Zoom and you try to get it to work, and then it says can't live stream at this time. You have to go back to the window where you set up live streaming on your YouTube account, and you have to close that tab because I think it recognized because that's basically like a screen where you're like starting your first live stream, and you can't have two live streams at once. So you have to
Yeah, it's like
close.
double. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have to
But I
close
don't
that
think that
tab
that's great. And that's great
and then
advice
try
that
it
we can
again.
each try to do it. But I don't think that was Evan's problem. I think
Oh,
Evan
okay.
just got an error, right, Evan? Yeah, so but it's good to know that you can't have two lives. Who else? Anyone else? Yeah, Alex, what happened?
I didn't have a problem with YouTube. I had a problem with Zoom. I couldn't download the Workspace app. It like wasn't authorizing it through my app store on my computer, so I had to like download it some separate way. I used ChatGPT and it like helped me out by downloading like through my Google.
Okay. Okay. And now it works.
Yeah, I just got it to get running.
Okay. And ChatGPT in this class is what? Our friend.
Yeah.
In other classes, they say, don't use it. I'm afraid of it or whatever. In my classes, gee, it's our companion, and that's where you're going to be, uh, is basically what we're going to learn later on is how do you use it well? How do you prompt it well? And finding out where it does well. And every month it's going to get better. I was just in a session today with a person from just got his PhD in MIT in AI, and he was saying that ChatGPT was really bad in doing algebraic equations, you know, and he has this complicated system that he says that ChatGPT wasn't able to forecast prices for him. Some of it he has to do himself, and he says he was happy because then they won't need humans. But they're always going to need humans. Guess what, Alex? To monitor what's happening, right? Because there's always going to be a problem. Do they know everything? No, and there's going to be mistakes. Okay, August, what's the issue?
I have a problem where like when I request on YouTube to be able to do a live stream, like my request will go through, but then the next time I look at it, I open that same page and it says the next time I open it that I get a new request. And I tried like doing a new account. I used my original personal account, but every time I would send a request, I go back, around 24 hours later, and I just opened the live stream site and it would just send a request at that time again. So like
Like a
I'm not
vicious
sure.
rule. Are you using the same browser?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just using Chrome.
Okay, so maybe you want to try it on another computer because maybe there's something in cache.
All right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but don't over stress on it. What do you need to do? Always in this class is document.
All right.
Take screenshots of those
Okay.
problems, and then we can see later on if we can use it.
All right.
There's
Thank
not
you.
going to be any problem if you've attempted assignments and you've tracked what you've done, August. That is good in our class,
All
right?
right.
The whole
For
idea is
the
that you need a document. Stuff happens, but you have to check, August. Is there somebody in your group that you can live stream?
okay.
Is there?
I had the same problem. And the way I fixed it was I just kept the browser open because like the timer would show up, but it would restart every time I would close it. So I just kept the
Okay.
browser open
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
That's
until the
isn't
timer went
that
down.
fantastic? This is what we need. Is I tried it. This is the beauty of our class. Right, Trey, is we can help each other. Remember the
Thank you,
whole
Trey.
idea of audit? The whole idea of audit is, hey, this is how I helped. This is how it worked. So it may be a way, Lily, to have that area almost of problems and solutions fixed or something that we can put in the audit area.
We already have like a issues and solutions
Yeah,
area.
so maybe have these folks, reach out to Trey. Who else found a solution? Besides Trey, somebody else found a solution. And show him basically where he needs to post it. And then you can kind of see. Wonderful. What else? Anyone else? Okay, perfect. All right. So let me share. Sharing is caring, right? Or is it caring is sharing? I always get confused. It's one of those. So let me go. And everybody knows. So Kiko, if you look here, where are we? What are we seeing? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
What do you see?
I see everyone in the meeting.
And it displayed how? With
Uh, in the grid, just on the YouTube live stream.
on the YouTube live stream. And we know that the YouTube live stream is what? You see how I use my hands all the time and it seems to be
It's
delayed.
delayed. Yeah.
And why is it delayed?
Uh, because of like latency issues between YouTube
And what?
and
It's
Zoom.
jumping from one server to the other, right?
Yeah.
We got YouTube. Now YouTube has to now Zoom has to connect to YouTube. So it's another hop. That's how kind of the internet goes. It hops from one to the other. So that's how it is. Everybody looks just great. Happy to see everybody. Okay, so we're there. We know it's streaming. And the idea is what I want you to think about is why would you want to stream? Trey, what is the business advantage to be in Zoom and also to stream live? Because just to say I did it, big deal, right? We have other things to do with our life than just do stuff, right? So what is the reason? What do you see is a business? This is a great open-ended question. What is the business advantage to be able to be within Zoom and also stream live to YouTube? What's the advantage and give examples? That's a great open-ended question, Trey. What do you think? You have any idea?
Yeah, well, so the way I kind of think about it is like if let's say you were doing like a lecture here and you could put it on your screen and like have like be writing so people could see it, but if someone like for some reason couldn't make the Zoom or couldn't be in the office for some reason, they can live
Yeah.
stream it from anywhere at any time and they'll always
Okay.
have access to it outside
Okay.
of Zoom.
Okay, let's think about the business aspect. Let's think even outside of education or even in education. Let's think about a business application. Because what does business want to do? It wants to get closer to its customers, right? Or it wants to reduce costs or it wants to reduce revenues, right? That's business, right? I want to know my customer, get closer to them, know their needs, reduce costs, increase revenues, be more efficient. So who can tell me what they think? What do you think, Sophia?
Is there another Sophia in the class?
No. You want another Sophia? I'll call in somebody else, Sophia. I don't want to put
No,
you on.
I mean like I didn't know if you were talking to
Yeah,
me.
I am. I don't know if there is, but I was thinking about you. Okay.
Sorry, can you hear me right? I think
Yeah. Do you want me to repeat the question? What is the business advantage? Give me what is the business advantage for us to even doing that? Why even bother to be through Zoom, right? Everybody comes from Blackboard into Zoom, and then we stream live to YouTube. Let's say we're a business.
So the business advantages to streamlining on YouTube is, first of all, you can't really have that many people on Zoom.
Right.
Also, some institutions like the University of Miami, whenever you do a Zoom through an email that's associated with the institution, it doesn't really allow you to send invites to people that are outside of your institution. So by setting up so that the meeting is live streamed through YouTube, people that are from outside of your institution can come and watch your meeting.
Oh, so it may be,
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry, just
No,
another
go ahead.
Also, since it is being live streamed on YouTube, if you do make it viewable to the general public, someone can run across your live stream and maybe they can get to know your company, or they can learn from whatever you're talking about. So if you're launching a new product, or if you're talking about, maybe how your product can be used for a certain industry, someone may come across your video and it can be some sort of free marketing and propaganda for your product.
Excellent. You know what else it could be is you're limited. It's great. You're limited. And if you're a business, and let's say you were the expert, and what do you want to do, Sophia? What is your goal? What do you think you'd really love to do after you graduate? Sophia,
Sorry.
what do you think you would love to do after you graduate?
I mean, I want to go into law school after I
Okay.
graduate, but once I'm done with law school, hopefully get into a law firm, maybe start my
Okay.
own
So think about a law
venture.
firm. There's people here that are legal studies. Think about a law firm. How could lawyers use this? How could a law firm use it? So basically, a law firm could be, hey, our own clients will give you one-on-one where you can come into our Zoom session. We'll talk about, let's say we're an immigration attorney and we're helping companies figure out all this immigration issues. And they give them, since they're our client, they can be one-on-one, we can talk to them. But for new clients, supposedly, they could then stream live. We're new clients, and they say, this week we're talking about the new immigration law for the United States. Then it could be another one, international immigration, whatever it is. And then people. Now, other people, do they have to, on YouTube, do they have to authenticate themselves when they listen to you on YouTube? Repeat my question, Sophia. Did you understand my question? When
Yes.
people view YouTube, do they need to authenticate themselves? You know, like a Blackboard, you have to authenticate yourself.
I
Nobody
mean,
can
I'm
come.
pretty sure you can join a YouTube live without having an account.
Yeah,
So
right. You don't. So one of the things is if they wanted to, then you could have basically people that didn't feel like giving their information before they have trust in the firm. Right? It could be even good for the University of Miami saying, hey, why don't you live stream your classes? Those inside the classes are going to get credit. Those outside maybe say, hey, maybe I should get a degree at the University of Miami, or maybe I should take continuing studies. So it can be looked at as that way. Excellent. See? It's like old home week, Sophia. It's like having you being in my class again, right? So this is what we have. So this is the assignment. Assignment 1, you're supposed to do this. We have the hardware, and then you have some links that we talked about last time. And then on Wednesday, we have the group assignment, right? We have software that we'll cover next week. And we have this question right here, miscellaneous. Find out how much RAM and secondary storage space your computer has. So, August, you want to read this miscellaneous? Can you read this
Sure.
out loud?
Find out how much RAM and secondary storage, SSD plus HDD space your computer has.
Okay, that's for Wednesday. Has your group met yet?
No, not yet.
So, why not answer this question together so
Okay,
you don't have that to worry about? What do you
sure.
think, August? Good idea?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Let's do that. So first of all, we have to decide what is RAM and what is hard disk storage. And what do I always like to ask, Eben, is who cares? So basically the idea is who can tell me what is RAM? What's the difference between RAM and secondary storage? So, Kiko, you have a phone?
Yes, I do right now.
Okay. Okay, why don't you call 1-800-CHAT-GPT
All right.
and let's ask it what is the difference between RAM and secondary storage, and why should a business person know the difference? So, and put it on speakerphone.
All right. Hold up. All right.
You have
I
an
have it
issue
up.
with this? Okay,
No,
put it on.
I'll just. All right.
So did you call it?
It's calling.
Okay, put it on speaker that we hear it. We can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No, put your volume up. Is it answering? Okay, why don't we try somebody else? Sophia, do you want to do it?
Hold
You
on.
have what?
Uh, wait. What did you want me to ask?
What is the difference between, have her explain to you, what is the difference between RAM,
It just hung up on me.
say? So write it down. What is the difference? Everybody write it down. What is the difference between RAM and secondary storage? And tell me why a business owner needs to know this. You want to try again, Kiko? You want me to ask somebody else?
No, it's because like it's a problem with my AirPods.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you want me to go to somebody else? Okay. So Sophia, who wants to? Sophia, you want to try it?
Yeah, I can call. It's 1-800-CHAT-GPT, right?
Do you understand what you want to ask?
Yes, the difference between RAM and wait.
And secondary storage.
And secondary storage.
Right. And why does a business need to know that?
Hi, I'm ChatGPT, an AI assistant. Just so you know, our conversation may be reviewed for safety. By continuing this call, you agree to OpenAI's terms and privacy policy. So, how can I help you today?
Could you please explain to me the difference between RAM and secondary storage?
Sure. RAM, or random access memory, is a type of volatile memory that temporarily stores data your computer is actively using, which makes it quick to access. When you turn off your computer, everything in RAM is lost. Secondary storage, like hard drives or SSDs, is non-volatile, meaning it keeps data even when the power is off. It's used for long-term data storage, but is slower to access compared to RAM. Did that clear things up?
Yes, thank you.
But you want to ask it the more important question. First of all, she said what? RAM is what? Volatile or non-volatile?
So RAM is volatile data. So it will be
Volatile meaning what?
deleted from your computer once you're done using it.
It's deleted once you're done using it.
And secondary storage is non-volatile, which means that it stays in your computer even if you shut it off, even if you stop working in the middle of it, it will be kept in your computer.
Like you have files in the cloud, right? That you always can get. You have files on your computer. Now, what we need to do, everybody, is figure out when you have an Excel spreadsheet. Raise your hand if you used Excel. Okay? When you have an Excel spreadsheet, when you first start, let's say your Excel spreadsheet is stored on your hard drive. And as soon as you open it up, it takes a copy of that and puts it into where? It takes it from the hard drive and puts it where, Kat? It takes it from the hard drive. The operating system takes it from the hard drive and places it where? Into RAM, into main memory. And when you work on your spreadsheet with your calculations, it's done where? Within RAM, right? So Kiko, if you do not save it and the system doesn't save it, you lose it with RAM. But when I think about it, when it brings it into RAM, RAM works much more quickly. It's really speedy than the hard drive. So that's why I always want to put it into RAM. Everybody with me? And then when I save it to my external secondary storage. Everybody with me? Now, another question is, Sophia, is who cares? So you want to call back 1-800-CHAT-GPT and ask, why does a finance business need to know about the difference between RAM and hard drive when they're working on heavy duty spreadsheets?
Okay.
Could you please explain to me how or why a finance or a business major should be aware of the difference between RAM and secondary storage, please?
Absolutely. RAM, or random access memory, is a computer's short-term memory used for temporary data storage while the system is running. It's fast but volatile, meaning it loses data when the power is off. Secondary storage, like hard drives or SSDs, provides long-term data storage, keeping information even when the power is off. Understanding this helps in making informed decisions about investing in the right technology infrastructure for a business.
And ask about Excel spreadsheets.
Sure.
What about
Sorry about that. Let me clarify. Think of RAM as a business's workspace where active tasks, while secondary storage is like the filing cabinets where completed work is stored long term. Both are crucial for efficient business operations.
And if I use Excel, how does that work with RAM?
You're welcome. RAM is crucial because it allows businesses to quickly access and run applications and data, improving efficiency. More RAM means a system can handle more tasks at once, which is essential for multitasking and running complex programs efficiently.
Okay. And what is more expensive, RAM or a hard drive?
RAM is used for temporarily storing data that a computer is actively using, which helps in speeding up processes and multitasking. It's volatile, so it resets when the computer is turned off.
which one is more expensive?
Generally, RAM is more expensive per gigabyte compared to secondary storage like hard drives or SSDs.
And ask her why RAM is so expensive in the past year.
Fluctuations in RAM prices can be due to several factors, such as supply chain issues, increased demand, or the cost of raw materials. These can drive up prices, especially if there's a shortage in the market.
And why is there a shortage in the market today?
The shortage in the market can stem from various reasons, like disruptions in manufacturing, increased demand for electronics, or geopolitical tensions affecting supply chains. The pandemic also played a role, impacting production and increasing demand for devices that need RAM.
Does the advent of AI affect the price of RAM?
Yes, the advancement in AI has increased demand for RAM because AI applications require significant memory. This increased demand can drive up prices, especially when combined with other factors like supply chain issues.
Thank you.
My
All right.
pleasure.
Great. Okay. So what was that question we had for the assignment? I think August, did you read it, that assignment? What do they want to know is how much RAM you have and how much.
It was how much RAM you have and how much like secondary storage you have from the HDD and SSD.
Okay. So let's find out. Everybody do that. How do you know? How can you find out? You can talk to ChatGPT, you can Google it, I don't care. Find out on your computer, everybody, now, because I'm going to ask you, is find out how much RAM you have in your computer and how much storage you have. And I'll give you a minute to find out. And when you find out, raise your hand. Just Kiko, who else found out? How much RAM? Okay, and Felix, who else? Who else found out? Just two people? Okay, and Alex? So you have to tell it what? We went in a good prompt, you have to tell what you're looking at and also what kind of computer you have, right? If I just ask how much RAM and storage do I have to tell it what kind of computer I'm using right now, right? The more in the prompting, right, Sophia, the better you are, is giving the better suggestions. If you just say how much, just copy that line, it's not going to give you an answer. How do I know how to find it? You have to search on how to find it. Jake, did you find it? What did you type in for ChatGPT, Jake? Is he speaking to us? So Kiko, you were one of the first. How did you find it, by the way, Kiko?
I went to the top left corner of my screen. I clicked on the Apple icon and I clicked about this Mac and I clicked more and it shows all the information about your
Okay,
laptop.
why don't you share your screen,
Sure.
Kiko?
Right here. All right.
Okay, so where'd you go?
I went. Oh,
Why
let
don't you
me
go
share.
backward?
I'll share my entire screen so you
Okay,
can see uh entire screen. All right, so I clicked on the top left corner right here on this Apple icon, and I went to
okay,
about this Mac,
okay,
and it'll show you this little pop-up, and it says
yeah.
memory 36 gigabytes.
Okay, so it says memory 36 gigabytes and how much?
And
Okay,
you can
so
like go to
that's
more
so
info.
that memory is RAM or your secondary?
That's RAM because
That's
the
RAM.
secondary is stored right here.
Okay,
That's 900 gigabytes or
right,
almost 1 terabyte.
1 terabyte. So you always know. Great idea then, Kiko, is what? Is that the RAM is always going to be a lot less than the storage, right?
Exactly.
And you have 30, and so how much do you have?
I have 36 gigabytes compared to
36
a
gigabyte.
terabyte of storage.
Okay. And Alex, how much do you have?
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. So I have 8 gigabytes of memory and 245 gigabytes of storage.
Okay. So you have a lot less than Kiko, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You're right. So it's not a contest, but anyways, so that's great. Who else found it? Okay, Christina, what did you find?
I also had 8 gigabytes and then 121 gigabytes of
Okay.
storage.
So it was in storage. So you were the same as Alex, but less in hard drive. Okay. Who else? That's it? Okay, Felix, what did you get?
I had 24 gigabytes of RAM and half a terabyte of storage.
Half a terabyte. And Kat?
I had 16 gigabytes and same half a, what is it, terabyte in storage? Is that
Yeah.
what it's called? Yeah.
Mhm. So, what do we conclude? Is RAM is always more expensive, a lot more expensive per byte. And a byte is really that when we think about a byte, it's like a character. So cat, the K is 1 byte. So in your first name, it's 3 bytes, right? You can think about it like that. So they're characters. And now we have to think about who cares. Guess what? If I want to spend more money or less money, I'd say, hey, go with the cheapest, right? Go with 8 gigabytes and even less than a half a terabyte. Some people are 200. It depends. The business solution then is what? It depends on what you're doing. If I am just doing a little bit of email, a little bit of word processing, and very simple Excel spreadsheets, maybe 8 gig is enough. And what is storage for? Storage is being able to collect all like OneDrive, right? Or like in this case, Google Drive. But did you hear the but, Felix? Felix, what's your major?
Finance.
Finance. So let's say you set up a finance AI consulting group, right, Felix? And you want to predict pricing. Let's say in this case, you want to predict pricing and you want to use some spreadsheets. You want to look at major trends in real estate, and you have lots of data, and it's going to be comprehensive computation. Do you think you want to have more RAM or less RAM, Felix?
More RAM to do more
More RAM,
calculations.
right? So heavy duty calculations, you want to have more RAM. It also depends on the software you're using. You may use even different software of forecasting maybe the markets. And in that case, you may use some trading software. And in that case, some trading software, Felix may say, in order to use this software, you need to have 32 gig or you need to have 64 gig of main memory. So it depends on the calculations that I need. If it's heavy duty, like in terms of stock market data, it may be that none of us, our laptops won't be robust enough, and then we may rent computers in the cloud. And we can say, I want 128 gig, Felix, and I want to rent it for 3 months because that's our only project. And we as consultants don't want to buy new hardware every day. But if we are a group that's doing heavy duty modeling, the more RAM we have and the larger hard drives, it's going to be important because guess what? When somebody's doing 16 gig and you have Felix 64, what happens with the processing? What it does is what the operating system does, it loads in Excel, and then when it needs the data, it starts swapping it out. The swapping, Felix, takes what? A lot more time. So that is the idea in which we want to work. So what we've now done, Eben, is what? We've already answered that question. But the idea is what's important for you to understand is, well, what's the difference? Okay. We also talked about CPU. And the CPU is what, if we think about it, Felix? It's the brains of the computer. So we have the difference between a CPU which is kind of does the processing of the data, like my Excel spreadsheets. And then I have something called GPU. Put it in your notes. G at graphical processing unit. So my question to you is, what's the difference between a CPU and a GPU? Oh, Sophia, are you still here? Is Sophia here, or did she drop out? I guess she dropped out. So Felix, you have a phone? So call 1-800-CHAT-GPT and ask, what's the difference between a CPU and a GPU for a business application in finance? Just say for a
Okay.
business application. And put it on speakerphone.
What is the difference? Oh,
You have to
what is the
wait.
difference between CPU and GPU?
So the CPU is like the brain of your computer. It handles all kinds of tasks, especially those that need a lot of logic.
I can't hear it. Can you hear? Oh, what's the problem? Did you call 1-800-CHAT-GPT?
Oh, could you not hear it?
No.
Oh, let me try again.
Redial it. 1-800-CHAT, CHAT, GPT.
How do you type the letters?
Well, there are numbers attached, right?
Oh,
Oh. So what's the number? 1-800, you can figure out. What's C? What's the
two.
letters?
Yeah, I found it.
Right? And that's called what, Felix? That's called a vanity phone number. A phone number that you can remember, right? Let's see.
You hear it?
No.
Oh, that's so weird. I don't know.
I think you got to take your AirPods out, and then
Okay.
you can hear it from this computer.
See, Kiko, we help each other, huh? That's the beauty of this class.
Can you hear it now? What is the difference between a CPU and a GPU?
The CPU, or central processing unit, is like the brain of the computer, handling general purpose tasks. The GPU, or graphics processing unit, focuses on rendering images and video. Think of the CPU as the multitasker, while the GPU specializes in heavy graphics lifting.
And ask, what are the business applications for it?
And what are the business applications for it?
CPUs are crucial for running everyday applications like word processing, spreadsheets, and web browsing. GPUs, on the other hand, excel in tasks like video editing, 3D rendering, and data analysis. Businesses leverage GPUs for tasks requiring parallel processing, such as machine learning and data visualization, to boost productivity and efficiency.
Great. Thank you. So, the G in GPU. And has anybody ever heard of NVIDIA? Have you, Felix?
Yeah, I've heard of NVIDIA.
Okay, and what do they basically do?
They make graphics cards and computer chips.
Right, and their big claim to fame is what? That if I go to, let me go to NVIDIA here. You see my screen?
Yeah.
So basically, NVIDIA, if I go down, you see this guy here? Jensen? Probably one of the richest guys in the world. And what he's trying to do is he develops these GPUs, these graphical processing units, for what? In order to create data centers to do what? To process all the data for the internet. for AI. And you can see, and then he basically, if you looked at any of his things, artificial intelligence, right? And then you can see here, AI is powering change in every industry, from generative AI and speech recognition to medical imaging, improving supply chain. And AI is providing enterprises that compute power, tools, and algorithms. And guess what? He provides the hardware. So he's making boxes. Let me just even show you. He basically is working with all these companies, Siemens for physical AI. This is amazing. He's doing industry workflow simulations, high performance computing. He's into gaming. All of you know gaming, right? Automotive, from developing autonomous vehicles. All those autonomous vehicles, guess what? They're using AI, robotics, and the edge, even caterpillars. Now the caterpillars are becoming intelligent, and data centers. So what he's involving is, see, these are all racks of computers that are going to be running all of AI. And they're making data centers. He's combining with data centers and putting all this equipment there. And look who he's working with everybody in the world, but especially look at this, NVIDIA and AWS. Who is AWS? It's Amazon that has all their cloud computing, and he's then doing it together. So that's the area with that. The difference is that is where that bottleneck is, and they're creating these huge data centers and putting all these hardware with chips to be able to what? Scan the internet. So when you do ChatGPT, how long did it take you, Felix, to contact ChatGPT? In a minute, right? How long does it do the process? In seconds, right? How does it do that? It needs a lot of what? RAM. It needs to have heavy duty processing with their chips. Questions? So, Lily, do you want to do roll?
Yeah, I'll do attendance.
Thanks. So Kiko, we finished that one little assignment for Wednesday. Why not do it together, right? And then have an understanding rather than getting a number. Who cares if you have 8 or 16 or 32? But you understand when somebody comes to you, Kiko, and say, should we get more RAM? You'll say what? It depends on what you're going to use it for. Right?
Exactly.
That's all. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's what the world needs. Okay. So 2167. It's a good number. I'll stay with you and answer any questions you have. Wednesday is your assignment due. We'll have another assignment on Wednesday. I'm going to stop all my recording.